G'day traders, we're going to wrap up of Friday the 20th of April. So this particular day, let me just bring up the daily chart and brought that up yet. So here's the 20th here, so you can see, again we're holding this resistance area up the top here, so it's looking like sellers are holding control, and in the last 2 days they've had a bit of a go at the downside, so they're building this momentum, like they want to head down and have a look at these, this swing low or this previous low that the market's created. So this particular day, again, got to think the sellers are in control, so a bias to the sellers, but also remembering that these buyers, they're sort of not lying down and they are lurking around, but definitely more of a seller's type of day. To start off with, we had this very sideways market, kind of toed and fro, and you can see on the 1 minute chart it shows it quite well. It bounced between 4 power points before eventually heading to the upside. I thought earlier on here, around this area here, it could have had a go at breaking up. You can see as the predictives crossing up at this stage here, that Nasdaq was really breaking higher and really looked like it wanted to have a go on the upside. From there, just pull back once more, and then the second time, this is when it's finally broken out and pushed higher. But the buyers didn't really have any power to really go on with it. It seems that once they get around these 1380s, they're really reluctant to push any higher, and that seems to be the area that the sellers are able to hold them back. From there, the market had a little bit of a pullback, and then we got this 5 minute signal here right at the tip of the pullback. It wasn't a signal that I was really interested in. In the end, I think it's gone 3, 5, 6, so it's gone about 8, maybe 9 ticks, so would have been a close one. But none of the other markets are pushing higher. You can see that there's not a lot of momentum, and it was actually quite, the 5 minute chart shows it a bit squashed up, but here it is on the 1 minute chart, this area here, and you can see it's very sideways there, and the market was looking very flat. From there, we've got out of this flat period and we've started to build some momentum on the downside. So once it starts breaking underneath this sort of support area here, it looked like the sellers really trying to come and have a go, and this is, I guess the daily's taking over, and from this stage, the sellers really took control and had a go at the cash market cash market lows, and from there they pushed lower. Then we've got a bit of bounce back here. So this bounce back here, let me show you the 1 minute chart as well. Ooh. This is it here, so corresponding with the power point, you can see the predictive average is crossing back as well. So in a strong downtrend, it normally picks the peak of the pullback before pushing back down again. So anywhere around this 1378.50, maybe a little bit higher, and you see that lines up with some good resistance back here also. Thought this had a lot of area, probably the best area of the day as far as looking to sell from that area, and hopefully you can see it lines up with everything. It's got all the momentum on the downside, it's got resistance holding it from pushing back up. So just an area that if you see this top area, you should be able to see it and know that it's a fantastic area for the sellers to come in, and that's exactly what happened. From there they pushed a bit lower, and from there we finished the day and the sellers eventually had their way. So that's a wrap up for Friday. Not a lot, but a little bit of action there, and I'll speak to you guys for Monday.